you felt real strongly about Andrew. You felt like God had purposed him for you, and vice versa with Andrew. How should a young girl evaluate that? How will she know when she's found the one God has purposed for her?
I do not want to pretend to try to know the answer to that question in full, because I do believe that it is a very complicated and difficult thing to know who you should marry. However, I think there are very good markers that we can use to evaluate whether or not our relationships are honoring to the Lord and if they're in His will or not. So let's just mention a few of those. I think that it's clear from Scripture that we are to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength. If your partner, boyfriend or girlfriend, is not loving the Lord their God with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength, there's an issue there. And you should take that seriously. Now, when you are dating and, it's probably going to be pretty young, the people that you're going to find who are completely sold out for the Lord and you can just see the Spirit of God radiating off of them, that's probably going to be very, very few people. So it's not looking for perfection or discounting people because they're not completely as you think they should be or screaming at the rooftops on fire for God, but it's, do they have a thirst for the Lord? Are they seeking the Lord? If they're not, I think you have a problem. So that's one.
Marker number one, the big number one. You
Marker
gotta get that one right.
You have to get that one right, and you also need to make sure that they love God more than you. I know that is a little counterintuitive.
And when you say that, you mean not love God more than you love God, but love God more than they love you as a person.
Right. Because only then are our priorities in line, and only then are we not idolizing them, and are we seeking first the Lord, and all these things that Scripture clearly tells us to do. So that's number one. Number two, make sure that you are being attentive to the Spirit of God. Someone might say, well, I don't know how to listen to the Spirit of God, or God doesn't talk to me. Well, God created you, and His law is written on your heart, and His glory is around you in creation. I think so often we don't listen to our conscience. We don't listen to those little tiny feelings deep down in the bottom of our heart that direct us or warn us. We just flippantly cast them off and try to rationalize our way through things. I think there is probably more merit than we realize to those little feelings of instruction that God gives us, just those inklings of, this doesn't feel exactly right, or maybe this is wrong, or maybe this is not the best thing for me. The situation that I find a lot of people that I know in, being in the bubble, and having a lot of Christian friends who were raised in Christian households and go to Christian schools and stuff, it's not necessarily that they're dating, terrible people. It's that they are not dating, they are not pursuing the person that is God's best for them. They are settling and rationalizing their way through what they have right now, thinking that that is the right thing, and they can just make it work.
So is there a flip side to that, though? I mean, is there a flip side of I'm waiting for the perfect person, and therefore I'm just,
That is...
Is there such a thing as being too critical?
Yes, I think there is such a thing as being too critical. You can have unrealistic expectations, for sure. And I've wrestled with that in my life. I'm a person who has very high expectations. But yes, there is a flip side. And the reason I know that is because I felt it. The person that I was with before Andrew was a great person. a person who even helped me in my spiritual walk, I think that's a good marker. Are you walking together, both of you, closer to Christ? And are you helping each other do that? He was even helping me do that. But I knew in my heart, this is not what God has for me long term. And I tried for a very long time to rationalize my way out of that and say, no, this will work. But I just told some of my friends not long ago, Andrew and I got our wedding video back, and I paused it at a certain place, and I told them, this is my favorite part of the video, and here's why. I can see in my eyes, on my face, in my aura, I can see and I can remember, I know that in that moment, walking down the aisle to Andrew and back, I had complete peace in my heart. I was not wanting for anything. And so having experienced that, I am always going to encourage people to not, as long as they're, good and rightly formed expectations, to not throw those out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that God can and will do abundantly and exceedingly far above all we could ever ask or imagine. And he did that for me. And so that is an encouragement to me, and something that I hope encourages other people in their pursuit of who do I marry. Because it's obviously a very big decision. It really matters.
Well, it is the biggest decision.
Yeah.
You will make no other decision in your life as big as that one.
Yeah.
Right? I firmly believe that, because you become one with that other person, and they impact every aspect of your life. You are committed to them for life, through the ups and the downs, and so it needs to be a good decision that God confirms to you is the right decision.
Yes.
And I can see on your face and Andrew's face the day of the wedding. I was fortunate enough to be able to perform your ceremony, that both of you felt that joy and peace. And I can say when John and I got married, we felt the same thing. And so I'm thankful for that, and that y'all were able to find that.
Yeah, I mean, if your qualifications are, they have to be a model, and they have to be yay tall, and I want them to have this color hair, well, yeah, throw those out the window. But don't throw your desire for God's peace out the window. I did not have God's peace until I was with Andrew. And then it was confirmed to me in my spirit in a pretty inexplicable way, this is God's person for me. So don't give up on seeking peace and pursuing it. Colossians tells us to do that. Let peace reign and rule in your heart. And if that's not happening, take it seriously.